let you come back, I wanna give you a chance. Love me like you used to, so we can learn again. The skin is getting brown, baby, drink your night away. Maybe we will not regret it, you will not regret me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I have listened to you guys on Snapchat and I get so many questions about how to blend cool toned eyeshadows, because cool toned eyeshadows, as we know, are harder to blend than warmer tones, and it's not actually the physical blend of the eyeshadow that doesn't work. Like, they blend out just as nicely as warm tones. It's about the placement of cool toned eyeshadows, where not to put cool toned eyeshadows. So there's only a couple of tips. It's just keeping out of those certain areas of the eye, and I will move on to tell you that throughout the video. But I just want to say before we get started, this video is in collaboration with Buxom Cosmetics. If you follow me for a really long time, you would know that I, one, worked with Buxom before, and two, love their products. I've used their products throughout many of my tutorials or videos and photos without them sponsoring me at all. So I am super excited to keep on working with Buxom. So thank you guys for supporting me on that. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say, so I'll be quiet and we'll get on to this tutorial. Okay, so first things first, I'm just going to show you the palette that I'm going to be using today. I literally love the name of this palette. It's called May Contain Nudity. Palette is called May Contain Nudity Eyeshadow Palette. So majority of these shadows are cool tone eyeshadows. The only one I'd say would be this shade here, and that's just because it's gold and it's also like a warm gold shade. But the rest of the tones in this palette are cool tone, so I thought this would be a perfect time to kind of show you guys how you blend cool tone eyeshadows, because it is a little bit different from warm tones. It's just the placement of product, where to not place it and where to place it, how far out you spread it, and how like contained you keep it, if that makes sense. First things first is everything kind of stays the same. You're always going to start off with a transition shade. The only difference is I'm not going to drag it out really far. I'm going to keep it nice and rounded. I feel like when I drag cool tones out, it makes my eye shape look very peculiar. So I keep everything nice and rounded when I'm doing that. I'm first going to pick up my Morphe M513 brush, and then I'm going to dip it into this palette, and I'm taking this shade right here, which is a really nice like pale pebble kind of color, like a stone shade. So I'm mainly focusing this shade on this inner section of the crease here, and this is where it's going to give you that crease feel. See, it's going to give you that nice shadow and depth there, rather than really dragging it into this part here. So just focus on this bit and bring it out, but keep it rounded. So once I'm happy with the blend, I'm next going to go in with Big Spender, and I'm just going to pick that up with my 227 brush from Zoeva and just work this on the outer corner. I'm not even going to drag it into the crease. It's just going to stay in the outer portion there. So just using circular motions to buff this in, because I want the outer corner to be nice and rounded. So now I'm going to dip into a customized palette. This is a palette that I put together myself, and I'm just going to take the darkest grey shade. I'm unsure of the name, but I will write it all in the description box below in order so you guys know which colours I'm using. But I'm literally obsessed with this colour. It's like a really beautiful like dark pebble grey, and I'm just going to pat that on the outer corner using my Morphe 507 brush, and then I'll buff it out using my 227 brush so it's nice and like dispersed. But again, we're going to stick to the outer corner. We're going to keep it nice and rounded. We're not going to drag it out, and we're not going to drag it in to the inner corner either. And then I'm going to go back in with the transition shade, and all I'm going to do is pat this on the rest of the eyelid, so in this inner corner section, just to kind of coat this part of the eye. I love doing eyeshadow looks like this at the moment, with just like it all matte on top. I just think it looks really pretty, especially cool toned eyeshadows. Then for my eyeliner, I really fancy doing like a smoky kind of wing. So I'm going to use my Cool Me Hold the Line Waterproof Eyeliner Crayon Pencil. This is from Buxom also, and it's like a really black creamy eyeliner. I don't think I've ever used anything as creamy as this. It's waterproof as well, so you know it's going to stay on through thick and thin. And I'm just going to do like a really thin line across the top of my lash line, and then I'll smoke it out with some eyeshadow in a second. So then now dipping into another customized palette from Buxom. I'm just going to be taking this black shade here on a little brush from Zoeva, and it's the 237 Detail Shader Brush. And all I'm going to do is smoke out the eyeliner, like smudge it around the eye and then wing it out. And then for mascara, I'm going to be taking my Buxom Blackest Black mascara. I'm obsessed with mascaras that have like spiky wands because it separates my lashes, it makes them look really long. I like to keep them thin, not too clumpy or anything. Have a slurp of tea. I'm going to add something to it to make it super glowy and just like dewy and just everything that I'm living for at the moment. So mixing in with the foundation, I'm going to be using the Buxom Venus Divine Goddess Luminizer, and I'm going to add that to my foundation. So I'm going to take about 3 pumps and then I'll probably just do a pea size. Can you see that? Also, this highlighter has like a tiny little bit of like it's like not a tingling sensation, it's just like fresh, like your face just feels really like fresh and cooling. So just in case you guys have used this and are wondering like what that sensation is, I personally love it because I like to be cool and I like the feeling of being cool. See that glow shining through already on that foundation? Yes! My grandma smiling down on me like, what that bugger balls? Okay, yes I do. And then another tip is to 110% make sure that your dark circles are covered. And why, you may ask, is because we do have, or well, most of us do normally have like a grayish undertone on the under eye. And this is where if you use cool tone on top of the eye and then you've also got cool tone going on underneath the eye, then that's when you can kind of look like you've got a black eye. And that's where people get scared when it comes to cool toned eyeshadow. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of a dab directly where my circles are. I'm not going to drag it all the way down the eye because if I correct this skin colour, then I'm just going to have bags again because it's going to look like 2 different tones. So you just want to keep it to the areas that you need to apply it. And then I'm going to blend that in just using my sponge. For concealer, and I'm going to apply a load underneath my eyes. Then to make my skin glowier than it already is, I'm going to go back in with the highlighter and I'm going to add another load. So I've got like about this much on the back of my hand and I'm just going to apply this onto the highest points of my cheekbone. I'm then going to apply it down the center of my nose, above my brow, a little bit on my chin, just to give me a like natural kind of complexion. I am loving using like the liquid highlighters recently. I just feel like the natural glow is what I'm living for recently. So for bronzer today, I'm going to be taking my Maldives bronzer. You guys know that I loved the Tahiti bronzer, which is like from Buxom as well. But I find this one a little bit warmer, which I personally love. I'm like obsessed with these bronzers. They got like tiniest little specks. Or not glitter, like it's so fine. It's just like shimmer, but it's so beautiful on the skin that I have been loving it. Also, Desi Perkins uses this quite a lot. So hence why I changed shades. For today, I don't feel like putting any blusher on. I feel like I prefer my face without blusher on when I'm wearing cool toned eyeshadow. So I think let's finish off the eye makeup and then we'll come back to the lippy lips. So the first shade that I'm going to go in with on my lower lash line will be what we used as the transition shade. And I'm just going to take that on my 507 brush from Morphe and then just kind of work this in all over my lower lash line. And then picking up Big Spender on the same brush, I'm just going to work this on the outer corner only because I want the outer corner of the eye to look darker. For the inner corner highlight, I'm just going to take Satin Seduction, which is kind of like a pearly cream white shade. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this in the inner corner to kind of open up the eye. Just add a little bit of sparkle to the eye. So for my lips, I'm just going to give you guys a couple of options. I've been doing this nude lip quite often recently, and I've had lots of compliments, especially on Snapchat, about it. So I thought I would show you guys what I've been doing recently, and then I'm also going to show you just like another kind of color just to spice it up a little bit. And yeah, you get two different options. So first of all, I'm going to be using these 3 shades from Buxom. I'm going to go in with the color Centerfold first of all, which is a wildly whipped lightweight liquid lipstick. And I mean, like, it's so light, putting it onto your lips, you don't feel like it's like drying, or it's just super flexible on the lips, which I quite like. I know that sounds really weird, but if I was to smell, it's not going to crack, that kind of liquid lipstick. So I'm going to take this shade, and I'm just going to apply it on the outer corners as if I was doing an ombre and this was like my liner. And then the next colour I'm going to go in with is called Nudist, which is a beautiful nude pinky shade. And I'm going to pop that just on the centre. On top of that, because I love a glossy lip, I'm going to take my full on lip cream in the shade White Russian, and I'm going to pop this on top just in the center. Oh, I just love this lip combo. So this is lip combo number 1, and I absolutely love pink lips with a cool toned eye. Do you know what? Cool toned eyeshadow, I feel very celebrity-like. I feel like a lot of celebrities wear cool toned eyeshadows. I feel like that's true. I don't know if it is. Now I'm going to do all my posies before I get on to the next lip colour. And then for the next lip colour, I'm going to do something a little bit more like plummy and vampy. I'm taking the Buxom Bold Gel Lipstick, and this is a matte shade, and it's called Vampy Plum. And I'm just going to pop it on. Do you know what? Even though it's matte, because it's a gel, it's really, really nice on the lip. Because sometimes mattes can be too matte, you know what I mean? Like, they can be too, like, crumbly, and you feel like you don't want to talk because you don't want half your lip to fall off, that kind of thing. That was a bit extreme, but you know what I mean. And then to dress it up and add a bit of gloss, I'm taking the Full On Lip Polish in Jane. And it's like a beautiful purple plum, and it's got like specks of like purple, deep purple, violet kind of glitter. It's beautiful. I'm going to pop this on all over. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, you know the drill. You can smash the thumbs up button and leave me some cool comments in the comment section below. I love reading through them all. You can find me on all other social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. It's all Amy's Makeup Box. I've made it really nice and easy for you guys to find me. So until next time, I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.